Welcome to the Click, Brand and Beyond podcast. I am Nisha Prakash.
And I am Anoop.
Let's discuss the campaigns, strategies and tactics that makes marketing effective for small businesses in India.
We bring you the best practices to help you grow your brand and business using the latest tools and trends. Let's get started.
Hi, Anoop. Hi, Avinash.
Hi.
So good to see you after such a long time.
Same here. Wonderful seeing you guys again.
But that's a lie, Avinash. That's a lie. I've never seen you. We have spoken extensively over the years.
Profile pictures.
Yeah, we have only seen each other's profile pictures and we have assumed each other to be much more handsome than, what it looks like. But that might be true in my case, but then that's secondary.
You've been kind to even say it.
But anywho, so this is interestingly enough for the audience, Avinash, and I have known Avinash for a long time now, thanks to our COVID and all those other things. And Clubhouse, that's where
Clubhouse, yes, that's
where all this comes
where
from.
we all met. Yeah.
So a bunch of us met up there, and we have tried continuing those relationships, and now here we are. So the audience has to suffer because there was an app called Clubhouse, but irrespective of that, I really like Avinash and his approach to marketing, more or less. So you can understand that he's a marketer, otherwise he would not be sitting here. He's
a good one at that.
Well, I mean, the clients should say that.
Yeah, you're very kind with both of you.
But then Avinash has a very different take on, marketing and life as such, I would say. Has been part of large agencies. He's run agencies by himself, and he's also an avid biker. So in between, he took a break from his agencies and said, "You know what? Let me go and look at biking for some time." And then he realized that the bikers need clothes, so he started making some T-shirts for bikers and all that. And then he also realized that bikers do need clothes, but they don't need it every day. So then he's continuing that, but at the same time, he's the chief marketing officer for OpenGate right now. And his philosophy in marketing seems to align with what I say, don't do much marketing. But having said that, today we are going to talk about our favorite topic. Let's all panic because there is AI, automation and platforms and less number of, places to publish and more people having mobile phones and everybody making content. So let's all panic. And in this panic, let's also figure out what the business should do. So over to you, Nisha and Avinash. I'll try and keep quiet. Won't happen, but let's make an attempt today.
Thank you, Anoop. And so Avinash, welcome. We have been at it for some time, and it's so good to have you here. And I just wanted to recreate the same magic that we had on Clubhouse, where we were solving marketing problems almost every day and various case studies and whatnot. So I know that you have extensive experience with marketing. And I also know that you have worked with Havells for some time in your agency days. So what was marketing for a company like Havells was? And what do you think is changing now?
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast, folks. Yeah, let me be a little decent and at least acknowledge that you've
You're very welcome.
ready to pick me up and put me on that. So I'll give you a brief background before I answer particular to some business like Havells or some other business that I've worked with and how things happen. So like Anoop was also mentioning, there are different ways in which you can market. What's happening these days is more about how much noise you're able to create, but the message somewhere is getting blurred or even not reaching the audience. I always say that, keep it simple. At times, people don't keep it simple. You go back to the drawing book, make it the easiest for people to understand. You're crafting such nice messages, such nice communication. Maybe at times it's very has a lot of language in it. For example, the word innovation, which I think has been so overabused. Everybody says we're innovative. Where is the differentiation? There's nowhere. So there's no thought going into it. Just because you need to create so much of content, people are using the same language, the same communication, the same messages over and over again. So I think that should cut. And what you could learn from, these legacy brands like Havells, not legacy, they're just 25 or maybe 45 years old in the business when they started out. they keep it very simple, right? They understand that while you do marketing, it has to be done rightly, it has to reach to the right audience, and the whole backbone of sales, distribution, logistics has also to work hand in hand with what marketing puts through, right? So marketing will start the need and everything, but if the products are not there and they don't need match the need or the promise made in the communication, won't matter. And they're at it consistently, going at it again and again. They do catch your attention with some stellar advertising they've done. Like Havells started, they had this Hawa Badlegi ad, right? So which was again the shock laga laga ad. They were one of the pioneers who picked up an influencer and used all the appliances to create a jingle out of it, a music video out of it, right? That was
Right,
way
right,
back
right.
in early tunes that they did.
Hmm, hmm.
The marketing is happening right now. So they've stuck to the basics of marketing, and they've been able to grow in the category, and they know what the category is all about. They operate in that. They're a big brand. And to give an example, folks like Atomberg came out of nowhere. Their market cap is
Exactly.
3,000 crores, right? And they're selling fans. The market for fans is 50 million per year in India, right?
Right.
So they're not doing anything AI. They're not doing anything automation. They're not doing anything some point around it, right?
But they have also diversified into home appliances like mixer
That's
and
how they
juicer
go
and
ahead,
things
because
like that.
you start with tip of the spear and then you pivot and
Hmm.
then you expand, right? Once you understand the market, your distribution, your logistics, everything set up. When I'm pushing fans, why not I push more products? And that's how the whole horizontal product offering will grow.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but
in
keep it
in
simple.
in
Why
case
do you want to
of
complicate it?
in case of Atomberg, I come from a technology background, right? And innovation and inventions was my staple for a while.
Hmm,
Intellectual
huh.
property rights and stuff like that. So in the case of Atomberg, they also back up their marketing with strong technology. They in fact have invented quite a few things, so
Uh-huh.
BLDC, bladeless,
BLDC.
quieter motors, and they also have a beat arm where they're selling their motors to AC manufacturers, etc. They don't manufacture these things themselves, but they're selling these motors and these components to AC manufacturers. So technology first, they could differentiate with the technology. Then they
Uh-huh.
found the right market. If you notice, their chief marketing officer, Arindam Paul, he's on LinkedIn quite often.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I like his posts. They're very sharp. Some of them are really deep into how to measure the impact of ads, let's say on Amazon. Some of them are a little more higher level, about the business and philosophy and things like that. But it's all authentic, original content. And they also found the market of the urban upper middle class who wants differentiated products, better products. They are willing to pay higher amounts.
Yeah.
800 rupee Khaitan fan versus 5,000 rupee Atomberg fan, right? I think it's 5,000. I'm just probably saying the wrong number, but then whatever. It is 2 to 4x of the regular fan. But there is a strata in India who's willing to buy that
Yes.
Right.
because they want convenience, they want features, they want better lifestyle. Of course, it goes back to the status seeking nature of Indian Janta as such. But they found that, and they're very smart about how they advertise, And even their latest product, which is a water purifier, I don't think I have ever gotten excited about a product, a home appliance product in my life. But when Aridam came on LinkedIn and said, we have a water purifier and we guarantee we will come and repair it for you for free of cost or something like that. So lifetime guarantees and their customer service promise, because with every other water purifier I have bought ever, the challenge has been trying to get hold of a person who will come and maintain it.
Hmm.
If it
That is a big
leaks,
one, especially
oh
with the
yeah,
RO. Yeah,
if
that's
it
another.
leaks, you're done. You can't fix it yourself. Although the person comes and says, this is so easy and all that. But when you take it apart, putting it together without leaks is difficult,
Yeah.
right? So getting a person to come to your home and repair it in the time that you are available is an impossible task.
Yeah.
You won't believe
All the
urban
good brands will
company.
do it. Customer
Yeah.
service and taking care of your product. If you don't do it, you're going to suffer. Yes.
Urban companies minting money on it. They have a separate arm
They're
for
tied
what,
up with a
and they
lot of
have their own water purifier now because of this, right? So So yeah, I mean, I believe that marketing cannot sell bullshit.
True.
If your products are bad, there is only so much you
There's
can do to
oh no,
promote it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, like I say, the marketing can get people to the stadium the first time, maybe the second time, but if you're not playing good enough, whatever marketing does, even giving out free tickets, they're not going to turn up the third time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it. It has to be backed with promise, the promise that you give out to the
But
community.
But then, I mean, if you look at it, the Indian product market now it is getting disrupted thanks to companies like Atomberg who have taken on the challenge of manufacturing and all that. But for a very, very, very long time, we have been dependent on substandard products, Chinese products, many a times because again the Chinese have multiple grades of products they sell across the world, right? So we have been at the receiving end of very substandard product. Thought process somewhere has been there, and I'm not saying that it is deliberate, but there is a thought process somewhere inherent in these appliance manufacturers, brown good manufacturers, etc., that we are dealing with a very poor country, right? And we have to sell in volumes at cheaper rates as much as possible. And people say, no, our prices are better. They are not X better than the competitor. The prices usually are 0.5% better than the competitors,
Similar.
right? So it's all similar. It's all in the same bracket. I cannot sell a fan for 5,000 rupees. Well, that was the thinking. Now that thinking is getting disrupted.
No, in
You
fact,
can have
even 30,000 fans have been sold, have been selling for quite a while now. So what is happening is, see, most of the communication of the marketing that happens is also directed at the masses, right? So maybe a hero product comes into an ad film or somewhere, but then it's not always, it also depends upon the category. So if I were to take an example of Samsung, if you've noticed, hardly advertises the FMCD category, the ACs, the TVs, the washing machines, and all of that, like not even laptops. But all it does is Samsung Galaxy S series and Note series, right? Now the folds and all of that. So because these are the front runners, they know if somebody is making these three phones, then whatever they bring in their whole arsenal is also good. Almost 90% of Samsung budgets, I am assuming the kind of communication that I see, go towards only the flagship phones that they come out with. All of the other products sell because Samsung already is a brand, it's a global brand. But then they don't have to put in that kind of might behind a refrigerator because the promise that a phone is carrying, you know, there is getting transferred to the promise of a refrigerator as well or an air conditioner. We say, agar it's the same price bracket, 30,000, 31,000, or 32,000, difference of 2,000, let me pay 2,000 extra because I'm getting a Samsung because the phones are stellar. The company is there. They promise Indian manufacturing. All of that, that comes with the brand works. And then they're able to maybe get another 2,000 over competition.
Yeah. But Avinash, that is for the bigger brands. How does that translate into smaller brands? See, there are a lot of startups who are launching product companies now and setting up manufacturing in India.
I think we should also qualify that a little bit, Nisha. Please finish your
Yeah.
question.
No. So it's more like a conversation than a question. But the point I'm trying to make is, what are we going to suggest to these young startups? What are we going to tell them how to build their entire marketing strategy?
So one, I'll qualify that a little bit, right? Because when we say startups, it's a very vast category, right?
I'm only
Cluster.
talking about the manufacturing companies,
Maybe a new
manufacturing
consumer.
brands,
Let's
made
call
in
it.
India.
Manufacturing could also be clothing, fashion, food, white goods, brown goods. So large category. So we can probably categorize it into D2C kind of startups. And D2C is also vast. I'm not saying this is a smaller category, right?
Actually, let's say FMCD, while we're talking about Atomberg and Havells, so maybe fast moving consumer durables. Yeah, so I agree with what he said because you'll have to classify because, majority of the startups that we end up talking about are the single entrepreneurship startups that are coming up. They're trying to do everything. And then they say we fail. The kind of startup journey post that you see on LinkedIn, it's not a easy ride, all of that, right? So if you start with the basics, right, and obviously something, if you're setting something like an Atomberg and everything, I'm sure whoever starts off knows that he's set up for the next 10 years. And when I say next 10 years, it's just not sales, but what if sales were not to crack in the first 3 years, right? When I'm a break even, if I have the kind of might, the manufacturing, the firepower to sustain, because overnight people aren't going to buy it. There will
Yeah.
always be early buyers who want to pick up something new, design looks nice, then the word of mouth has to kick in. So there is a period from a launch to coming to a point where even the dealers start pushing it. Right, the same dealers have all the brands, the older ones, the newer ones. So both products $5,000, but this is been there forever versus a new one that has come in. And what I feel, most of them fall into the trap of the price, which we all say that India is a price sensitive market. So आप सस्ता बेचो, discounting बेचो, फिर ना वो it's a rabbit going down a rabbit hole. You just play on that. You can't help it.
So India is not a price sensitive market, and this is something I have been researching for a while now, right? India is a value paranoid market.
Yeah. So that's what. So people think that it's that ways, but if you're able to hold a price, right? So there are so many tons of studies, and we know brands who sell and they make more money than the ones who are giving things cheaper. Because there's also a side of it. If I were to give you two products, one I save $1,000, the other $200, you're going to quickly say 200 wala Chinese to nahi hai. Is it going to last or not? Is it going to give me a warranty or not? So you'll say, for peace of mind, I rather pick up something that I've heard of that is charging me for the kind of materials that have been used, the marketing or the cost of manufacturing that gone into it, versus something that is worth $200, chalega ki nahi chalega, right? So if you're able to hold the value across price or value interchangeable there, then it's a good one, right? Because ultimately you have to make profits. It's not just breaking even, or it's not about spending 50 rupees to sell a 25 rupee product. So you should have a game plan ready for at least the first 5 years or 10 years. That's what I would say. And let's not, very important to classify again, like we said, startup as on LinkedIn is not a startup or business that people start up with and become big.
I, in fact, don't like the term startup. Call it a business.
Yeah.
It is a business.
I agree. No, that's a valid point. Yes.
Most
Agree.
cases in India, what is being classified as a startup is if you have gone and registered yourself in that Startup India portal. You're just selling biscuits. You're selling biscuits, right? There's nothing new, innovative, creative, or technologically better about what you're selling. You have not figured out a better way of doing things. You don't have a better cost margins. You just have money from somewhere, whatever that reason people gave you money, right? And you're burning through that. So it's a very weird system. I think that system is getting rectified now, where you could just burn money till you've reached IPO, and then you could burn money, So that system is getting rectified because liquidity is reduced in the world. But then coming back to the core of this discussion, I want to throw in a spanner here, right? Marketing. Great, marketing is good. We have to get to reach more and more people. They should remember us. They should buy from us. They should know who we are. Positioning should be clear. They should not confuse us with others. And so many other questions in the customer's mind gets answered with marketing. AI is a problem now. And I say problem because you have like 3 or 4 platforms which remain, where anything happens, consumption happens. YouTube, Instagram, whatever. I mean, FB and X and a couple of others, right? Maybe 10 platforms in total. That is a limitation. And you have the production capability of a minor team today with a click of a button. I pay $20 and it can create every single day 5 videos and put it out there. Don't ask me about the quality of it and all that, but that's getting better and better.
Yeah.
We are maybe by next year end, we may look at having a purely AI made movie, a 90-minute movie with voiceover and all that, right? So the technology is rapidly improving. What's your take on it, Avinash? Because what I have heard from many of people, again, I'm not a marketer. I work on the business problem clarity side. But what I'm hearing from a lot of businesses is, why don't we just use AI and dump a lot of content out there? And every business can do that. So it's just more garbage.
Yeah.
So what's your take?
But again, I'll start with talking about it. So let the night movie and everything, at the end of the day, what I believe is tools are made, hands are born, our hands. right? And it's garbage in, garbage out, what we learned in the first class when we started learning computers way back in the 90s, right? So whatever you ask the computer to do, it's going to do the same thing. So people who are also running these AI tools need to be at a particular threshold to understand what the output can be gathered from these tools. One, I see that is missing. Another thing that you talked about, that, why don't I have AI instead of 5 people or 10 people in a team or an agency to do stuff for me? Too early for that right now. I feel those are more of discussions that people have picked up listening to or talking to people, because everybody's talking about AI right now and it is the in thing to be doing so. So even if people get influenced by people who are not even in your marketing field, right? A passing reference saying AI आप तेरे को team hire क्यों कर रहा है? AI use कर ले. Why don't you download and subscribe to ChatGPT? It does everything for you. Because I saw there was a post on LinkedIn which says in 10 minutes you'll get an Excel output with 30 content for the month, right? Fair
Yeah.
enough. I'm not saying pulling it down, but who's creating that, right? Every time, who's going to create that prompt to get you what you need to do? Where is the human touch in it? When I say human touch, maybe it grows into giving you that human touch as well. But for now, whatever I have limited experimentation that I've done, it's not working out. One, it becomes monotonous. It gives you the same language. The LLM that wherever they learn from, it's very small amount of vocabulary that you're using. At least for India, most of the words that are used or the way sentences are formed do not come out with the warmth that they should come out with. Whatever I've experimented with, not gone deep enough into as a creative copy guy, which is not what I am. But it's too early, and at times this is also being used by people to get things cheaper, right? Why don't you use AI to do that, cut costs here, right? So what you do is the basic stuff you taking away and putting it into an AI technology that has been created by somebody sitting in the US with a thought to do certain. See, everything is created with an objective in mind. Then it has made Masi saying it can code, so it can give you a nice poem also. It can give you a nice LinkedIn post also. Fair enough, it can. But then it also depends upon who's writing it, right?
Who's the garbage in, garbage out, right? The prompter
Yes.
also needs to have enough knowledge to
Yeah.
create the right content. So what?
And remember, in one of our conversation, when you first tested creating that whole AI agent, where one was talking to the other during our clubhouse discussions, it should be able to do a task, and then it should be able to have a chat with you. These LLMs that have come out, ChatGPT and everything, the chat word is within the name of the tool. And people think one prompt, whatever you get is coming out. But try this experiment, try chatting with ChatGPT, have a conversation, get it to loosen up. And then you will see, and at times, if you're not using a paid version, it also tells you, boss, you're not getting this from me anymore. Right? And it is well planned. These are platforms. At the end of the day, they have to make money, right? They will give you the basics, right? But I'm telling you, the same topic, send it to 10 people, you'll see 2 LinkedIn posts are going to be exactly the same. Right?
So what you're saying, I mean, if I were to quickly summarize, that AI is good in the hands of the expert,
Correct.
right? The expert will wield it as a tool. In the hands of the amateur, it will still give you subpar outputs.
So
So yes,
I would say it is almost like God for them. See, if I'm not able to write, and I've been somebody who's hardly found the courage to write one LinkedIn post, all of a sudden you've given me God and you say, give me a LinkedIn post, act like a CMO of a big company. It gives you that post and you put it out. Right? It's like what people used to do or put up a Facebook post, and they used to put out a bottle of Black Label or Shivers Regal. That was a big trend at that time, right? So because you see me having a scotch or maybe later on a single malt, I seem to be perceived to be in that category of people who consume single malt. That's what is happening. But then 2 articles, 3 articles, you match the face and the resume or the profile with the article. And then I always say LinkedIn is my own poem, right? I can write anything. Tomorrow I can write, I'm Avinash Joshi, I copy your whole profile and put it out there. Who's questioning me? Right?
yeah. So
If I'm famous, then people will think you are the fake guy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. My own poem. I can sing anything.
So that is the enshittification of platforms, right? That is a topic we will take up probably in the next episode. Because what I feel is you're on the money when you say you need to have some expertise to wield the tools, right? And it's not, again, right? Anybody can learn Photoshop, but no, not everybody can
But
create
to be
something
able to
something great.
design, yes.
Yes.
Tools are made, born are hands. If you can't
Right.
do
So,
it,
yeah.
but this
Good.
also brings me to what I've been reading and trying to experiment myself. The algorithms are changing. So at least for Instagram, Facebook, not much so much for Facebook, Instagram, because that's the mainstay for Meta in India. And I'm talking only India. Let's not talk about TikTok right
No,
now.
this is purely an India podcast.
So the
Right.
algorithm is changing, right?
But again, Avinash, I'll have to interrupt you there. Sorry to
No,
say
I
that.
just wanted to just add a point about this is while so much of gibberish content is coming out, this is also the right time for stray content to get monetized. Brilliant opportunity
Yeah.
at the same time.
Well, AI is slated to create billionaires in the next century. So no, but the point here is that the sameness of all the content that we see, everything just looks similar. You can tell it is from AI. So then the differentiator is staying original, and also the traditional principles of writing or storytelling or marketing, they're not dying, they're not dead, they are first principles and they stay true at any point of time. Yeah, keeping that in mind, even as a marketer, even if one is able to use the AI and able to build a strategy, but executing that strategy with the finesse still requires for you to understand.
As an example, what I would say AI fits best is I create a banner, the master banner that maybe goes the horizontal banner that you see on a website, and then I use AI to create all the adapts for all mobile and web. Right now, that is pure play execution. You take up the master banner, the same copy, the same everything, the color scheme and everything. Then I ask AI agent that I've created to now make the rest of the 20 odd adaptations, the different sizes and everything. Maybe somebody just on a mobile banner, a small one, you just have place only for the copy.
Right.
Logo becomes smaller and everything. So AI doing that, all of that, taking the hard work, the grunt out of the mix. I am all for that if people are able to build that,
To do that.
right? But at the same time, I would love it that because do I have the same banner on mobile, maybe the color changes or not changes, whether consistency is actually going to work, because somebody who's on a mobile is hardly going to come on a checkout, let's say Instagram or Facebook, on their laptop anytime soon, right? He's watching videos, anything else, unless it's OTT, right? Because maybe laptop is a bigger screen, or connecting it to a smart TV, it's a better deal. But then if AI is able to give me those from insights over time, even if it charges, then it's a brilliant thing. But asking it to create something from scratch and thinking it's the end product, it's a little too early right now. Doing good stuff. I also have that image on Instagram where I took up my bike pose, and then now it's sitting on the desk on my desk with the same on the screen, all of that, right? The Gemini prompt. So that is good, but that is one off. How many people have otherwise been able to create the same prompts and create new trends? Still nascent, too early.
What we are talking about right now requires probably another discussion. I would love to give it its own dedicated space, because see, usage of AI and all that we understand. Quickly understand. Be an expert. Use AI. You'll become faster. Right? Instead of walking, you use a car. You'll go there faster. Get there faster. But if you really don't know where you are headed and how you are going to use this tool,
Yeah,
you are going to
exactly.
get garbage out, right? But I do want to discuss the enshittification of platforms, where it's a lot of garbage is there, and there are economic models that are getting disrupted because of that. But that's for the next episode, right? Thanks for being here, Avinash. Love this discussion. I know it's never ending.
Thank you
It's
so
never
Yeah.
much.
ending, right? I mean, I would love to just be on the video and talk for 24 hours, but I don't think our audience will really appreciate that. So
Yeah.
let's just break this and come back in the next episode.
Sure. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Catch you guys soon. Bye.
And that is it for this episode. I'm Nisha Prakash. You can find me at LinkedIn and my website nishaprakash.com.
And I'm Anoop Kurup. You can find me at LinkedIn and my website anoopkurup.com. We will see you in the next exciting episode of Click, Brand and Beyond.